In 1989, Daniel F. Chambliss wrote a paper called The Mundanity of Excellence. And in this, he studied a lot about Olympic athletes, specifically swimmers, and how they got to where they were based upon the mundane repetition of their practices, of what they did. And I'd like to just share a couple of the things here and talk about it briefly. He says, excellent is mundane. Superlative performance is really a confluence of dozens of small skills or activities, each one learned or stumbled upon, which have been carefully drilled into habit and then are fitted together in a synchronized whole. There is nothing extraordinary or superhuman in any one of those actions. Only the fact that they were done consistently and correctly, and all together produce excellence. He also goes on to say that these things aren't all that it is. Mundaneness doesn't just take over, but that it also needs to be uplifted with social experiences and uplifting moments. He says, by comparison, the big dramatic motivations, winning an Olympic gold medal, setting a world record, seem to be ineffective unless translated into shorter term tasks. Viewing Rocky or Chariots of Fire may inspire one for several days, but excitement stirred by a film wears off rather quickly when confronted with the day-to-day reality of climbing out of bed and going and jumping in cold water. If, on the other hand, that day-to-day reality is itself fun, rewarding, challenging, if the water is nice and friends are supportive, the long-term goals may well be achieved almost in spite of themselves. I think this is really interesting because, one, as I've been trying to study and set goals for myself, some of them can be very mundane and challenging at times. And I think it's just kind of interesting that these things are necessary. Sometimes we just have to repeat things over and over and over and over again until they get drilled into habits. And then when those habits get together, we get something excellent, as he said. But that is not without its fun. We should find the fun within it. We should have social experiences within it. And as we do that, the tasks just seem to complete themselves. And I think that's a big part of it. We ourselves need to think more intimately. We're like, all right, what do I want to achieve? And even though it is going to be very repetitive, what are ways that I can make it fun and enlightening? Things that'll make it a positive experience. And if you figure those things out and continue to push forward doing them, you'll find at the end that it's completed. You've accomplished the impossible. And you've really become stronger and more better off because of it. So remember, excellence isn't just mundane. Repetition can be. But the ways that we inject life into the repetition can help support us in achieving some of the biggest tasks that we aim to achieve. And that is what will help us go from 1 to 1,000.